The King's Test. In the grand city of Whiz, the wise old king had no son to take his throne. Wanting to find a worthy successor, he came up with a plan. He gathered all the children of the kingdom and gave each one a small clay pot with soil inside. Inside these pots, the king announced, "I have placed special seeds. Care for them for 6 months. At the end, return with your plants. The child with the healthiest, strongest plant will become the next ruler." The whole palace was stirred. Everyone wanted to become the next king. They all knew how important it was for their plants to grow healthy and strong. Among the children was a boy named Leo. He took his pot home and cared for it every day, watering it gently and making sure it got just enough sunlight. Weeks passed, then months, but nothing grew. He tried everything, changing the soil, adjusting the water, but still, no plant appeared. Meanwhile, other children had lush green plants, tall and beautiful. Some even had flowers. Leo felt embarrassed and thought about replacing his pot with a healthy plant from the market. But deep down, he knew that would be dishonest. He knew that dishonesty was never the way to win. The king had always told them that it is far more honorable to lose than to cheat. If he cheated, he might win, but was that really a victory? Would he ever be pleased with himself? Leo decided he was going to be honest. Everyone may laugh at him, but he was not going to let their opinions change him. Losing was shameful, but it was far better than cheating. On the final day, Leo carried his empty pot to the palace, feeling ashamed. The other children proudly held their beautiful plants. The king examined each pot, nodding as he went. Then he reached Leo and raised an eyebrow. "Where's your plant, boy?" Leo lowered his head. "I tried my best, Your Majesty, but nothing grew." Silence filled the room. The other children snickered. Some made remarks that suggested that Leo was just lazy and careless. But then, the king smiled. "My people," he announced, "this is your new ruler." Gasps filled the hall. The other children protested. "But he has no plant." The king raised his hand for silence. "The seeds I gave you were boiled. They could never grow." But only one child was honest enough to admit it. He turned to Leo. "A ruler must have many qualities: wisdom, courage, strength. But above all, a true leader must have honesty. And today, Leo has shown that he is the most honest among you." And so, Leo, who once feared being seen as a failure, became the greatest king Whiz had ever known. Moral of the story: honesty is more valuable than any reward. No matter the pressure, staying truthful will always lead to the greatest success. Would you like another story? If yes, then subscribe and tap the notification bell so that you'll be the first to know when our next story drops. Ciao.